We take you back to this story now. So the South African Weather Service has warned of severe weather conditions in large parts of the Western Cape over the next 2 days. Of course, damaging waves, strong winds and severe thunderstorms are expected in certain parts of the province. But let's bring in now SABC News reporter Mariska Botha. Mariska, a good morning to you. I mean, are we starting to see some of that extreme weather already this morning?
Yes, definitely. You are absolutely right. Last night was a very, very scary night, certainly in Cape Town, where we live, and across the province. There's already been significant damage. We understand the N2 highway leading towards the Southern Cape has been washed away at Bot River. Also, the town of Bredasdorp is experiencing severe flooding as the water just keeps on coming and coming and coming. We are currently standing at the facilities of the Tygerberg Hospital, where the Provincial Disaster Management Centre is, and at 10 o'clock, within the next few minutes, all the key role players in the province will gather here and decide on the way forward. Of course, they've also issued warnings to everybody in the province to stay off the roads, as those winds that you've been talking about is very, very strong. On our way back into work, we saw that trees were dislodged completely. There's poles that's fallen over, and that's just in the CBD of Cape Town. But in the rest of the province, we're also starting to get those reports of the severe impact of this weather. It seems like this kind of weather is just not coming to an end. A few months ago, we had history-making flood levels here in the city. 50-year flood line was reached, and it certainly looks like the weather, if it continues like this, there's some more bad news in store. So to everyone who's watching, the warning from all authorities, not just in the city of Cape Town, but the South African Weather Service and the province, asking people to stay off the roads and stay safe, because this weather is absolutely increment, and we simply don't know what will happen next.
Part of the thing that is quite remarkable about when you do have extreme weather is a lot of people would want to come out and experience it, to take pictures. And of course, the advice that we're given at this point is really not to want to do that a lot, right?
Absolutely. You are absolutely correct. You do find people that disregard those warnings. And I mean, these warnings have been sent out via WhatsApp messages, on Facebook. It's broadcast on our own radio stations, warning people not to go out. We're live on television now, telling people to please take care and rather stay indoors as far as is possible, or then to listen to the local authorities if you are in an area that is flooded, to find places of safety such as church halls and so on. Yeah. But the advice is to stay indoors as far as possible and not come out and take those pictures. And also, of course, what comes along with that, as you mentioned, people wanting to take pictures and so on, is the fake news that goes around. So it is absolutely critical that people go on verified channels of the different authorities to check what the weather is doing, listen to the authorities. And this weather, Cape Townians have not seen something like this for many years, and it is called the Cape of Storms for a reason. And the rain coupled with the wind is absolutely extremely dangerous, so people must please take care out there.
Yeah, well, we did speak to our meteorologist here in studio just a few minutes ago, and one of the things that he did say is that it is going to be a very difficult start to the week, but that things will start to simmer down only by Wednesday. At this point, Mariska, I mean, we're hearing that it is large parts of the Western Cape. Are there areas that we're being told are particularly, I suppose, vulnerable? I imagine low-lying areas, informal settlements particularly as well, very vulnerable.
Absolutely. We spoke to Gift of the Givers a little bit earlier, because they sort of have their pulse and feelers on the ground. We spoke to Alisa Blay, who's one of the leaders of Gift of the Givers in the province, saying they've been inundated with calls from across the city and across the province. When we're done here with this meeting, they expect it to be done at 11 o'clock so that we can also get a better understanding of what's going on. We are making our way to Kraaifontein, where Gift of the Givers will stop off first to start helping people over there. Yes, the low-lying areas, large parts of the Cape Flats is below flood lines. So there are areas where people will be underwater as we speak. And then particularly this time around, the Southern Cape seems to be particularly vulnerable. The Bot River burst its banks, washing away parts of the N2. And we heard earlier from an official from the Southern Cape saying that people that might have gone away for the weekend will not be able to get to their places of residence in the town of Bredasdorp. So right now the Southern Cape looks very vulnerable, but as I said earlier, there's no telling what will happen. This weather has been unprecedented for many, many years.
Mariska, stay safe out there. Thank you so much for bringing us the latest. Of course, Mariska Botha, our reporter in the Western Cape. We take a short break. Your headlines on the other side of this.